Hi everyone, welcome back to Startup Recon. Today we're interviewing Jean-Loïck. He is the founder and CEO of Serendipia. Jean-Loïck, we talked in the short form interview what Serendipia does, but it's really interesting for me to find out what the inspiration was behind Serendipia. I know people like to be with like-minded people, but was there a specific kind of experience that you went through in your previous startups that made you want to create this?
Well, I think like the original boost for that. First of all, I lived for 3 years in an apartment on my own in Brussels when I was a student, and I think and many times I was like, why we have like those huge apartment buildings with like with individual bedrooms and nobody knows each other, nobody speaks to each other almost. So
Mm,
that I guess that was the first start of a journey. And then when I got to San Francisco to do my master's, I lived in the startup house, which was like an old manufacturer transformed into like a shared living and working space in the Soma in San Francisco. And there, in 6 weeks, I learned more about being an entrepreneur than in 3 years of business school. That's really powerful.
mm,
If you think about it. So yeah, I was like, yeah, okay. So this is such a life-changing concept that it left an imprint in me. And then I went on in my master's and I had an apartment for all year long that I took to study there. I was like, I don't want to live alone anymore.
mm.
And because I mean, I was 23 starting my career, and I was like, I want to meet people and I want to co-create and also not spend all my money on rent. And so that's also how then we found the mattress in the building, and I had the idea to put this there, and instead of being a startup house, it was a startup flat, and we launched that, and it allowed us to pay our rent basically, and almost live rent free in the most expensive city in the world for real estate.
Yeah, and that reminds me of the kind of inception of Airbnb as well. They had a mattress in their spare bedroom
Yeah,
during the DNC convention in Salt Lake City, and that kind of started it. So you never know. You never know where your business is going to take you.
yeah,
But
exactly.
and also with your startup background, did you find any useful knowledge that you carried over from your previous startups?
Yes. I mean, I think in my first startup was Simba Education. I mean, I had other small businesses before, but then a proper like platform was a Simba Education, and we there I learned to like build original like UX and UI to create the platform. I like to apply it and how we can pitch to investors and like create a great pitch and great stories and how we can create like an inspirational brand.
Mm.
And I think that's a lot of what I carried on. And also I did a master's in social entrepreneurship, so at the core of what I've been doing, I think I always added this very human side to the business.
And I saw that you've also taken part in Y Combinator and Techstars, both very successful programs for entrepreneurs. What kind of things did you pick up from there, or did they teach you anything useful when you began Serendipia?
Well, so I mean, Y Combinator was a startup school, so we didn't
Mm,
go through Y Combinator accelerator yet,
yeah,
but soon to be. And then so Techstars, yeah. I mean, I think so Y Combinator startup school, I think brought like a great fellowship of like entrepreneurs where we were meeting on a weekly basis, tracking our KPIs, seeing what we can do better to improve our KPIs, etc. And I think as an entrepreneur, it's a very lonely journey. It's really cool to have to like be in touch with other entrepreneurs where you can like really like talk about your business, what are your problems, how you can like move faster.
mm,
Uh, and then I think Techstars was the best experience for my startup so far because it was a future home accelerator by Bosch and Siemens, and it really gave us they gave like the first 3 weeks they make us meet 120 mentors.
wow,
So we meet about between 6 and 10 mentors a day for 3 weeks. It's exhausting, but then you pitch that. So you pitch your business 100 times, you get 100 times feedback about
yeah,
what you are doing, and then also you create connections with people who can help you to develop your business further. So now like two of my advisors came out of that. One is helping us to create even more like this inspirational brand, and one is like more of like an executive coach and helping us like to create like the organizational culture and structure. So it's helping me a lot. Also give you like frameworks and templates about fundraising. Like the demo day was great. So basically, in the beginning, it gives you a lot of ideas and network, and after leading to demo day, they give you a lot of like pitch practices and how you create an investor deck, and then you pitch and you get some uh, contacts from potential investors, which I'm still following up with at the moment, waiting for the platform release.
Right.
So no, I think Techstars has been a phenomenal experience.
You talked a lot about trying to meet like-minded people, and your idea behind Serendipia was trying to grow from each other and learn useful, like applicable knowledge to the real world. So how is there some kind of vetting process for people who want to join Serendipia, and what kind of person are you looking for to join in these house shares?
Yes, I mean, so the originally in our houses, like we had an application form where we were asking people what are their dreams, what are their passions, what are their biggest achievements, what are their goals and objectives. So we can kind of like find people who are aligned with like our goals and objectives, and it was really cool to be
Mm,
able to actually like choose with who you are living. So that was amazing. And then so now we are transferring this experience into the lifestyle Canva on the platform, which will allow to do that in an automatic manner, and eventually like using like machine learning and algorithms to be able to like match people and recommend people with the best communities they would love to live with, depending on what they want to optimize for.
right, so you have different kind of houses geared towards different types of people.
I mean, the platform eventually will aggregate all the houses, all the communities in the world. Like even why not your family house that has a spare bedroom that would like to like meet with certain kind of people because they would like to learn more about something or etc. in their life. So it's really about we are reinventing the ways that people live together.
And currently, how many houses does Serendipia own, and is it looking to expand into any new cities? I know that you have that your main kind of headquarters is San Francisco, but are you looking to expand into Europe or potentially Southeast Asia?
I mean, when you're building a platform, I think you're open for the whole world because
Mm-hmm.
the magic of internet and technology is that you can be anywhere. Now the markets, I mean the beta that we are trying out for the platform is gonna be used obviously on our own house in San Francisco and on the communities that we have here in Ibiza
Visa.
and also in Belgium where our incubator is.
Right, interesting. And how many members do you currently have living in Serendipia brand houses?
I mean, I would say like so in total, like we've got more than like 1,000 people who lived in our houses. Currently at the same time, it's maybe about like 50 people.
Mm,
uh, and it's growing, so that's great.
yeah. And has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted the business at all, especially in Europe? I know there's so many restrictions to travel and staying in hotels and
Well, actually, it's in the beginning it was a lot of uncertainty and the demand of in our houses dropped, but then it also like pushed us to go into like a more asset light business model and a more like platform and social innovation model where we see that like one of the biggest problem we are like facing is like loneliness and deep connection. So why don't we use our platform and our company to go more into the direction? And how
mm,
can we allow everyone in the world to have access to a community that they would love to live with?
yeah, yeah. And staying on the problem of some issues, was there any issues in creating and kind of leasing all of these houses, or in any of the vetting process? Did you face any big kind of reoccurring issues?
Yes, I mean, I think like there are always a lot of issues, but that's why we're building what we're building is to solve those issues.
Mm,
For example, like finding good match for people, collecting payment, maintaining a calendar, finding a community that you would love to live with, for a community to find the right match with the people, and getting some information about them beforehand. Like how can we collect feedback afterward? How can we share a profile of people before they come into our house, and we can have like collective approval for a new member, for example. Like yeah, those are a couple of the problems we're addressing through our technology.
mm. And my final question is just, what is your plan for Serendipia in the next, let's say, 5 years? Or like, do you have some kind of yearly plan that you've established of what you want to achieve?
Yes, I mean, I think our objective in the next 5 years, it's to be everywhere in the world, and that anybody can find a community that will allow them to become their best self from the palm of their hands. And that's the magic of what Serendipia will bring. It's that to learn anything or to become anyone that you want to become, you can actually access a community and a group of people that would love to support you to be that. And I think there's a lot of magic in using technology to reconnect people in person. And so that's our vision, is that we can innovate on the lifestyle aspect of people. So that's like a 5 years vision. I mean, then in the next years, like to launch publicly our platform in like at least 2 or 3 cities successfully. Like we are like now in trying to see like where we're gonna have the most traction in Europe and in the US. But I mean, I think we're gonna be probably like have more presence in like cities like San Francisco, Brussels, and Ibiza. And because that's where a lot of our communities are. And yeah, like that's gonna be like an open launch, and then year by year, we hope that we like the adding the new communities will be exponential, and we hope to reach like 100 communities this year.
Wow, exciting. Well, it's a very noble cause, and it's exciting to bring people together, especially from what I've seen of the people that you do bring together there. All of them are entrepreneurs, creatives, so people who are going to drive the future and the future of the startup ecosystem. So very exciting. So that's all the questions for me for today. Thank you very much, Jean-Loïck, for interviewing with us. If you would like to find out more about Jean-Loïck or what Serendipia does, the links will be down in the description. Thank you very much again for watching, guys. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Cheers.